Hello, hello, friends. Are you ready? Are you ready? Time for 5 journals on a journey. And this one really, it looks like a travel bag. So this one really is feeling the vibe of the journals on a journey. Come on in, come on in. Hello. I'm going to shut this overhead light off because I can see it's leaving a glare for you, which isn't ideal. Let's get some ideal camera settings here. Awesome. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm going to check. I know Dina is just saying her prayers and finishing up. So hopefully you guys will just be moving on over. This is a page hop today. It is 5 journals on a journey. Each one of us has our own journal that we created. We created one signature inside that journal. Here's Michelle's. I've got Michelle's from the Vintage Daisy right now. And then Chris Hunter added a signature, this signature here. And then I believe this is Cheryl's from Mama P's. There are 5 of us doing this project. At the end, we'll all have a journal made in collaboration together with the 5 friends. So I'm super excited to be doing this here with you guys tonight. We're in the middle of the month. Let me just grab this feed so I can see comments because I can't see them from here. Oh yeah, good. You guys can see this pretty good. We're in the middle of the month. It's April 15th. It's tax day. It's Patriots Day in Massachusetts, which means it was the Boston Marathon. Good luck to all, or I should say congratulations to all those who finished. Boston Marathon today. It's a big day. It's a big day. And it's Journals on a Journey mid-month check-in. And so I've already started her signature when we met on the 1st of the month. And we're going to finish it up tonight. So I use these paper clips. You can see them all over. I use these paper clips to kind of hold things in where I know I want to use them. So we're going to go ahead and get going with that. I'm going to put her journal aside for now so that it's got some more room on the table. And we're just going to get started. Hello, Jerry. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Mary. How are you guys? Oh, Regina. I spent a good portion of my afternoon in bed. I know not all of you understand this because I know, some of you are visiting my page for the first time. Guests from either Designs with Dina or Mama P's or from Michelle's or Chris's page. Like, I understand some of you aren't here all the time, but for those crafty chicks who are with me all the time, they know. They know I've been having a heck of a time. I'm going to grab a seat here, see if I can get comfortable. I've been having a heck of time with chronic pelvic pain lately. I have a doctor's appointment on Friday. So everybody say a little prayer if you're the praying kind, that whoever this doctor is that I meet with, that he's able to help me. I can do a little bit each day, but then I have to really ration my hours out because I can only get so much done, and then it's in bed. It's just the way it is for chronic pain. Thank you, Betty. Thank you for the prayers. Thank you, Janet. I try really, really hard. Thank you, Regina. You guys, I appreciate the prayers so much. So much. I do. And prayers are powerful and they work. Yes, Denise, thank you, sweetheart. And Janet, you guys are the best. Honestly, I feel your love. I really do. And I appreciate it so much. Hey, Susan Condren, how are you? Missy's here. Jennifer McMullen, I see you. Hello, hello. Oh, good gravy. I need answers and I need help. I need medical help. So we're going to work on that on Friday. But right now, we're going to work on this signature. So I don't know if you noticed when I showed you the other signatures. They're kind of thick. I call them thicky Mickeys. They're really thick. And mine isn't so thick. It's really kind of moderate, I think. We're going to add some things. I have a little pile of stuff here. And I did add, today I did this earlier because I needed it to dry. So let's just get working. I needed it to dry, but I did add some fabric on the outside of the front of the signature. And then I'm going to add this bow. I think it's going to go right here because I just think that'll be cute. And then I'm going to put that little birdie here as well. So let's just get gluing and putting stuff on. Hey there, how are you, Lisa? Oh, thanks for understanding. Hey, Sherry. Oh, she says I'm new here, but I promise I understand what you're feeling. Oh, I got to go back and it flew by. Thank you for the prayers, Sherry. Thank you, friend. New friend, thanks for being here. Thank you for the support, you guys. Isn't it amazing what social media can do for us? Like when you think about it, First of all, we all have a love of creative endeavors, being creative or crafty, however you want to call it, in lots of different ways, right? We all like different kinds of projects, but we come together because we all like to create and we like to hang out and connect on social media or online. And isn't it amazing that we can do that? Because I meet so many of you. I would never meet you otherwise. I live in North Dakota, the middle of North Dakota. So how would I meet any of you? All of you from all over the country, sometimes all over the world. Our friend Anne is sometimes here from Ireland. And it's wild to me to think that we get to connect and be friends. Look how cute, right? I don't know. I think I'll just put it there. We all get to connect and be virtual friends, right? But I do feel the love and I do feel the care and concern. So I appreciate you all so much. All right, let's get this. This is a sticker. I printed it. It is a sticker, isn't it, Gracie? Printed it with my Cricut. I did the cut and scan thing. Let's just see. I don't want to damage it, you know. Gotta be careful. Yes, it is a sticker. I busted through there. Hey, Denise Winton. Hi. I'm glad you guys are all saying hello in the comments. Keep chatting away. It's so good. Who's working on a journal currently? Anybody out there working on a journal currently? Look at how cute that is. My Cricut, I can't believe those tiny little feet. Let me get something so you can see. See those tiny little feet? My Cricut Maker cut those. Does anybody use the scan and cut feature on your Cricut? I really thought about buying a Brothers cut and scan. I think that's what it's called. When I looked into it so long ago, I thought about getting one of those because that's what it's known for, is that feature. But my Cricut Maker does it, and I love it because I love to be able to either purchase or get free printables from different designers and use them in my journals. It's so cute. So cute. So cute. Okay, well, let's keep going. All right, here on this page, this is a piece of decorative scrapbook paper that I cut down. I sprayed it a whole lot, and that spray went through to the back. It crinkled the paper up, and I'm a huge fan of things that are grungy, and my style is really eclectic and unique. I don't generally match things. For me, the creative expression is finding ways to use what I already have on hand. I've had this paper for a long time. Use what I already have on hand, along with some things that are new, and then to make it pretty, which it can be very challenging when you've got some old supplies to make it look pretty, but that's always my goal. So I had this paper and I tore the extra part of it, the extra piece of it, to make two little pockets, but I'm not loving this. I think there was an interruption to the feed. I'm not loving this top pocket by itself. I'm just thinking of something, guys. Gannon, I have to call it out to my kids. Let me see if I can text one of them on my computer here. My husband just tried to call, and I told him I was live. I'm thinking he must have forgotten. So I'm going to tell one of the kids, call your dad. Thanks for being patient with that. Somebody just asked whose book I have. I have Michelle's from the Vintage Daisy. Tammy's working on 2 journals. Oh, Jamie, it's so awesome. It's such a nice feature. Do the little bit of research. It's totally worth it. Hey, Connie, how are you? And the little baby bird's like, feed me. Lisa says, isn't it cute? So I do love feminine and I do love grunge. I do love lace with grunge. I do love florals. So I have a very eclectic taste. Okay, I have this double-sided paper, leftover piece. I'm going to glue it here to make a pocket, and that's going to hold a little journal spot that I made. Landon, I'm live. Will you call your dad? He just called me.
We made more room.
Please don't. I'm live. We can talk about that later. Go. I love you both, but go away. My children. You guys, do you want to hear the story of my children? Do you want to hear what they're talking about to me? They're 17 and 18, and they came in here and told me they made more room. This means in their bathroom. in the time that I was talking to you. I think this is starting to get dry. Okay, here we go. I'm rolling now. I went downstairs, and when I was down there, I had to use the restroom. The boys' rooms are down in the basement with a restroom, and I went to use the restroom, and it was boy disgusting. Do you know what I mean by that? Teenage boy disgusting. I was like, holy buckets, I need to do some cleaning. So I spent a lot of the little bit of energy that I had this morning. This is why I was in bed all afternoon. I cleaned their bathroom, and I told them they don't empty their garbage. I said to them, because you have not emptied your garbage, all of the garbage from me cleaning, the like dirty paper towels and the wipes and the stuff that I found, you know, they're just sloppy. I said, it's all on the floor next to the garbage, and you guys need to go down and empty it. And they said, no, there's plenty of room in that garbage can, Mom. I said, no, they keep squishing stuff down until you can't squish anymore. They are such boys, such boys. Oh gosh, Denise, they are feisty little brats tonight. I love them so much. I say that in a good way, like loving way. Oh, their bathroom, Tammy, so disgusting. I can't believe that boys just shower in a shower that has dirt and grime in it. Like that, I'm not even going to talk about it. It's just gross. Okay, so this came from the same paper pack, matching paper pack. So pretty florals, right? And we've got some yellow in here. And so I thought yellow would look nice there. Here is another yellow. It's a different pattern. So I made a little journaling book here. It's actually going to go this way. So that if she wants to write in here, she totally can use this little piece to journal in. And it's something kind of decorative and cute. And that's going to go in here. And then I can tuck it. She can. This won't be mine. She can tuck it under here. And that'll hold it in place really well. I'm just going to place this later because we need to make sure that dries before we do anything else. Okay. So here we are. This is the next page. I think I did take one page out. I was debating the last time we were together because it felt like it was getting too big, too hefty, the signature. And remember, we got to get more signatures. One more signature after this one has to go in these books. So when I was looking at what space was left, I thought, oh gosh, I better leave some room for whoever's next in line. I do too. Capri says, I like journaling space on every page. I feel like it encourages me to spend time in my journal. Exactly. Just little spaces. And you know, this is the paper. This is a paper that I designed. It was a set that I made, and it's available in my shop as a digital download. It's lots of pages, lots and lots of pages, and we used it in the Craft Therapy Club. So the club members got this whole set in November for free, but we used it to make a gratitude journal. And so I've been decorating a spread and then journaling on the other side. And even though the paper is decorative, I still journal on it, and I journal on it with a gold pen, so that it's there, my journaling, but it's very subtle. And I just love it. I just love having the space to journal. And then I always decorate part of the page too. There's my mama. That was on my birthday. I did a journal page and I put a picture of my mom in there. That was sweet. Okay, so here's where we are. So I have another clip. That means I have something on this side that I wanted to do. Okay, yes. Each one of their books is getting a North Dakota postcard because I'm from North Dakota, and I thought it'd be really fun to leave a little bit of me in there. And I think each one of us are doing that, leaving like a little bit of our own state and maybe writing a little note to each other, it seems, in the signatures. I lost you guys here. Hold on. I lost you. I lost the feed on my computer, so I can't see comments until I can get it back up. Just give me a second here. Come on. Okay, so what I want to do here, I think this paper matches really well with my postcard that I'm going to glue down here. It's going to look like that. And then I'm going to write on this side, write something to her. So I prepared this already. It's a craft paper, decorative craft paper. I'm going to glue it here, but I thought I had the idea of making it a tall pocket. So that's my goal. Let's see if we could do it. So I'm going to cut it I'm gonna make it a tall pocket. Like, I think I'm gonna cut it like right in here somewhere. It's nothing exact here. I'm just kind of making it up as I go. So let's cut it like right in here. I'm not gonna go, am I gonna go all the way across, or do I wanna go part of the way? Let's just see something. If I only go part of the way, I'm trying to see my blade here. Can't see. If I only go part of the way, we would have that. I could cut just a tiny bit more right there. Now that it's off of my cutter, I won't be able to do that in the cutter. I think I'll just get my X-Acto knife, or one of these, and just cut a tiny, just a little bit further this way. Is it going to be straight? Probably not. I don't get stressed about stuff like that at all. Okay, so see how we're going to make a little tuck spot there, and then I was hoping, I don't know if this is going to work. I thought it would be really cute to do the little thumb. I don't know if I'm going to fit this in there. Let's see if we can do it without ripping it. I want to have the little thumb notch, so it's really obvious. Whoops, that's a little pocket. Okay, so see how this is resume paper that I printed some of my designed grunge and lace paper on, but this side I left plain. I didn't double side it, so I'm going to glue this down here, and she'll have a pocket here, and then I'm going to do a hinge with that postcard. So this can all get glued down, but the bottom I only want to glue around the edges, because I want it to be a pocket. Whoa, that came out really strong right there, the glue. Now I can go up and around here, and this I want to stay securely down. Does that make sense? Just kind of had that idea of doing that. Now let's see. Move this over for a second. Let's see if we can get this down evenly, nicely. Because I cut the paper and I rounded the corners to match the rounding that I did on the rest of it. I noticed that Michelle rounded her corners on her own signature, so I figured it would be nice to try to match what she did. Okay, easy, right? So we can add, you can add just something decorative on one side and do something completely different on the other side, because, you know, of course, these pages are not going to be next to each other. They're going to have all of this in between. So there's something different going on that side. But here, she's going to have this little pocket, and when I do journals, especially if I sell them, I always make sure to put something there so that they know there's a little pocket. I wouldn't make a pocket and then leave it empty. I don't know. It's just a thing with me. So I will find something, but we're going to let this dry first. This is going to get glued here, but I'm going to let this dry first. Okay. So for now, what I usually do, like, don't forget, Gracie, I have a little paper clip here telling me go back to that page and do something to it. Okay, this next page, this next spread, I should say, I'm going to move this whole thing over. It might make it easier for me. It's a vellum bag. It's a vellum bag. And what I did to it was this opening I left on this side, and then on this side I cut the top off so that she would have a slider here, and then I put that same card, it was a theme pack of floral double-sided papers. I put one of each piece so that it would give the vellum bag, the glassine bag, some strength, because it's pretty flimsy otherwise. Now, I just thought I'd make this a little more decorative. I'm going to glue this. This is vellum paper from Tim Holtz, decorative vellum. And I'm going to glue this down. It's just going to make it pretty. I think it's just something pretty. That's all. Oh gosh, Tony, I think somebody sent something to me in this. This bag was something I just saved. You guys, I am a true junk journaler in that fashion. I save things that I think are interesting, and I use them in my books. I'm not a huge, I'm not going to say I don't buy things like I'll show you this. This came from an ephemera pack that I bought. These all came from an ephemera pack, right? It's like fake printouts of things. Tickets, fake printouts of like, I don't know, programs. I don't know what this is. Just got mushrooms on it. I have purchased this kind of stuff before, but truly, honestly, I prefer to use stuff that comes like from a book. You know, if I have a book and I can pull some pages out or stuff like that. So the glassine bag I did not buy. It was gifted to me. Somebody gave something to me in it. And I just kept it because I thought that would be really cool as a page in a book. Hey, Chris Hunter, how are you? Capri, you got your husband trained well. She says, my husband always asks before he throws stuff out. My family does not. I am usually like looking in the garbage and going, who threw that out? That is a great gift bag. If you saw if you've been watching, I just finished episode 13 of my gift bag junk journal. I turned a gift bag that my son tore and ripped. I turned it into the cover of a junk journal that I've been using every week for my daily ephemera, like the stuff that would otherwise get thrown out, like my kids' school programs and stuff like that. So I'm always the one going through the garbage because my family, they are not trained well. I think they just refuse. My husband doesn't get it. He's like, it's just junk, throw it out. I'm like, no, but that's a really good bag. He's like, you'll always get another one. And I'm like, no, you don't get these kind of glassine bags actually that often. Look at this one. Isn't that gorge? Ooh-wee. Yes, it's pretty. See, you guys, Tammy, you have your husband trained well. What a good man you got. I'm glad to hear that. Hey, Nancy in Michigan. Tony, I'm sure if you go onto Amazon, I bet if you even went to Michael's and if you went to like Hobby Lobby, in the gift section, I would go into the gift section. Like where they have the party invitations and stuff like that. They're kind of like party, they're like party, what do you call them? Favor bags. So I bet you could find some there. But mine was given to me. It was given to me. Okay. Gonna go with the dull side on this one, and oh, that glue does stink a little bit. I want it to be soft, right? I'm not going for super vibrant here. We're going for soft. How pretty. And then she'll have this little pocket. This can be a journal card. That is simple enough that that could be a journal card right there for her. So we're going to stick that in there. Okay, let's get back to, here is the rest of our book. We have that other page still drying. Isn't that pretty together? Okay, I don't know. I might do something on this page. Let's just look. I know that I have some other stuff here. I have other paper. This is here because I was going to glue this down. This is just a little snippet roll that I made with some papers and fabrics, and I want to glue this down to kind of make a tab on this page. So I do have some stuff picked. I do got some stuff picked out. Thanks for being here, you guys. If you're new to the page, thanks for being here. I'm so glad you're hanging out with us while we do our 5 journals on a journey. Today's event is a page hop. I'm the second person to go live, so I'll let you know who's up next toward the end of my hour with you guys. I just want to hang this over so I don't get it on the other pieces. So this is a map of my state, and in a couple of different places she's going to have North Dakota stuff in this signature. So that is the map of the state, and this is from, it was a brochure for the state parks and recreation areas. So this lists them all with the phone numbers and their website. Isn't that funny? And I didn't want to give her the actual glossy brochure because it was bright and glossy and it didn't really match the vibe. So I photocopied it on coffee stained paper so that it would still look, you know, the vibe that I'm going for here. Okay, so this page needs help. And then we're back to this, and this needs help. We're going to do something here. So let's do this one first. Okay, here's one of my paper clips. These paper clips are awesome. Again, you can get them in my shop. I use them all the time to help me. Okay, this is going to be like a belly band but it's also a journal spot. So I'm going to glue it down in the center of this page. It's going to become a belly band, so I'll show you that, the journal spot here in a minute. I put pink cardstock on the back because I wanted it to be more strengthened than what it was by itself with the coffee stained paper. I'll show you what I mean here in a second. Oh, I just think it matches so well. I'm psyched about this one. I made this the other day with Facebook subscribers. We did happy hour and I did some creative time with Facebook subscribers. Yes, Capri. Yeah, guys, throw out your ideas in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Linda, I am working on Michelle's from the Vintage Daisy. Yes, yes. Capri started a conversation, or somebody started a conversation. Tony says I should use all of my old birthday cards that I've saved and start my own junk journal. That's exactly what I'm doing in my junky junk journal. It's all the letters, the notes that I get, all of my kids' school programs. If there's a prayer I come across that I like somewhere in one of my books, I might tear it out or photocopy it and put it in there. Like parking passes and concert tickets, stuff like that. It looks like some groovy paper. It's actually Tim Holtz paper. You'll see here when I open it up. It's Tim Holtz double-sided paper. So what I would love to hear from you guys in the comments, Capri and Tammy are talking about this, but let's hear, what are some of the things, the daily things that you have? That is the true definition of ephemera. Things that would have otherwise gotten thrown out that you will use in a journal. I have a little note card here from a friend. That will go in a journal. It's not going to get thrown out. It's far too pretty. It looks like a belt from the 70s. Let's take a look. I'll show you what it is. So when you open it up, it is a little journal spot where she can write and journal. And it just has a little piece of jute rope. Super simple, right? The jute rope is simple. I mean, you could add something more fancy, but I'm kind of a fan of use what you have on hand and make it simple. Don't make things overcomplicated. I'm going to tie this up. I put the pink cardstock behind it. It didn't matter the color because you can't see it, because I wanted it to be a little stronger than if I had just used the coffee stained paper. I wanted it to have a stronger back to it. And then here, I have a little belly band for her. So I will end up sticking something in there. Like that paper works out great. I think I'm going to make this a tag, but that would work great in there. It matches so well. I'm a huge fan of, if I'm using decorative paper that I have on hand, I try to use it and the scraps from it multiple times in the book so that it looks cohesive. It really helps, especially if you like a grungy look and you like things to not be super matchy. You will get a really cohesive look from your book if you can find ways to repeat things in your book, okay? Like if I use this to make a tag, which I'm going to do, and I stick it here, it matches the other side with that pocket that we made. It's very subtle, but it really does bring things together. Okay, same thing with this. This is the cover. I used this pink decorative paper. It was a 12 by 12, so I cut it down to size for the book, and then I used the leftovers to make pockets on that same page. So it coordinates. Even though it's grungy and eclectic, it matches. Okay, let's see. Again, this is from the same paper pack, so I'll repeat and use some of this paper throughout her signature. I think this is probably dry now. So let's get this stuck in there like that. How cute, another little journal spot. This is the cover of our book. There's that glossy, this is that glossy cover of where the mat came from. And what did I do here? I glued to the back of it a really vintage, like an old vintage photo, second grade class from the Belmont School in Grand Forks, North Dakota. So again, this is taken from a history book, a North Dakota history book. I photocopied it to the back of this, which is where the map came from. So again, trying to incorporate, and this is a pullout. She can pull this out, use it somewhere else if she doesn't like it in this book. I didn't glue it down for that reason. So I'm going to put it here. And actually, I think I'm going to use a fancier clip. I have this little pink paper clip there, but I don't want to use that. Let me find a decorative, like this little clip. And that will just help hold it in place so it doesn't like fly out of the book when you're opening and closing pages. Okay, so we got our belly band in place. I do want to make this a tag. Oh my gosh, you guys, my family is just coming home. Hey, Callie. Oh my gosh. Sherry, have you seen my Junkie Junk Journal that I'm doing on Fridays on YouTube? Have you seen it? This is exactly what it's for, you guys. I'm so happy to hear that you're saving your Splenda packets. It gets me so excited. Leslie just got some player piano scrolls, picked up 2 boxes, and you're trying to straighten it out a bit. I know that is a little, it's very fragile and it's kind of hard to get it to cooperate. Use an iron on a very, very low setting with parchment paper in between it so it doesn't burn your piano paper. I would try that. Sherry, I'm going to try to grab it for you and show it to you. I'm going to grab it for you and show it to you. Let's see. Is it in here? Let me look. Let me look for a minute. Look through a box here and see if I have it. I'm going to show it to you real quick because you guys are going to... It's the daily stuff, right? It's all the daily stuff. If you're a keeper and you don't throw out like the sugar packet or the pretty napkin from the luncheon that you went to or the road you... I've been going to Rotary. My son's been going to Rotary to do some presentations and I've been saving those programs. Just hold on 1 second, girls. I'm going to grab it. I know this isn't why we're here, but I just think it's so much fun, you guys. Here, check it out. Little gift bag turned into a book cover, but look, it has in here tape. This is a post from my cousin. That's like a Pop-Tart bag, like a little sleeve. And then in here, tickets to, this was our parking ticket at a parking, tab from the Fargo Dome for state wrestling. When my son was at state wrestling. So there was our tickets to state wrestling. There, I took these all off my fridge. My niece and nephew stole a box of M&Ms from my husband. So I put that in there because it made me laugh. And I wrote in the back, like, why is this in here? Daily ephemera, like the stuff that you would otherwise thrown out. So see, senior night, or like the banquet for wrestling. And then I grabbed 2 of them so I could cut one up and use it for the page. And then another one that it's in here in entirety so my son could ever look at it. Our favorite coffees, some crackers that I like to eat. Guys, I'm telling you. And I just got a new little Mini 2 retro printer that does these photos, does an amazing job. Some flowers I got for Easter. I mean, look at grocery list that my family put together for a boys' trip that they took. Fridays on YouTube is where you can watch that thing come together. It's so fantastic. I'm just excited because I keep all that stuff. I always have. I was inspired by another YouTuber, Thrifty Day. I was watching her work on one of hers. She does this daily junk journal, like for all her stuff. And I'm like, man, why am I not doing that? So I started doing it and it is a ball. It is so much fun. So much fun. All right, let's make a tag. Again, we're going to make this matching, same shape as up here, it's the same one that I used, right? So we can stick this right in here for her. I would like to put a little bit of jute though. I don't want it to just be plain. Let's grab a little piece of jute. I might stick a cluster of a couple of things under here for her. With the exception, it's not in the books yet. I don't know what that means, Rula. Oh my gosh, Capri, it's so funny, right? You're right about that. She said that's the kind of book that makes you giggle as you go through it. Yeah, like who would have thought to put a coffee, like part of my coffee bag in there? you know what, someday I'll be gone and my kids will look through it, and it has little notes from me and my handwriting of why those things were significant to me. And I think that they'll treasure it someday. Okay, I'm going to grab a cluster of just some fun things. They're all kind of matchy-match. And we're going to stick them. They'll just be fun things that she can use to decorate in this book or in another book if she wants to. They're going to go in her belly band there. Cute, right? Okay, that's the way I want it to be. There was something else I was going to do up here. I had pulled this. Should we use these washi tape stickers? They're amazing. If you can get them detached. I always have trouble getting them detached, but they are. I love that they're translucent. I just think they're so beautiful. And I thought I would put that here just because there's so much yellow going on right there. And I had this, I was like, man, that would just be really pretty. So you can still see the yellow patterned paper coming through, because that's the nature of a washi tape sticker. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick flip through because I think I'm missing something. I have to do the postcard yet, so let's do that next maybe. Let's just look through. So I debated about this. This is the top of that glassine bag. You know, that this side is shorter than the back side. And I debated about cutting it off. Maybe I should flip it over. Maybe I should just flip it over. Well, it folded very easily and it's staying in place. I like the look of that a lot more than that. It's pretty flimsy, that flimsy glassine just kind of hanging out on its own out there. So let's flip that. She still has the pocket there she can use. Oh, I know, there was this other page. It's going to take a hot minute to do this. A couple more things. This page, that's probably the last thing I'm going to do tonight with you guys because that's going to need some help. I need to save that page. There's an oopsie on that. Here on this page, it's so plain. It's the map on coffee stained paper. So I wanted to do something decorative. This side I don't feel as much. So I have this three-way tag shaped decorative thing here. And because this is on this side, I don't feel like I have to do so much to that page. It is good to have some plain pages so that there's journaling spot places, like places to journal. But on this one, here you flip and then you flip and then bam, it's just so plain. I think I'm actually going to do a little embossing on here. Just decorative embossing. So let's get that done. And I had pulled a coffee stained tag out. Where was I going to use this, Gracie? Oh, here. This was for right here. I did a little prep work. You see, I did a little bit of homework, girls. See, doesn't that look so nice together? These tags are in my store too at thecomfinesswithgrace.com. You can buy sets of these big. I love them so much. Perfect. All right, I need another little piece of jute for that. And I might grab a thicker piece for that one. Just so it doesn't look exactly like the other one. I don't know, this one might be too thick. Or, hold on girls, I'm just grabbing some supplies. What if I use a piece of sari silk instead? That would be a bright pop of color. This is way too thick, but this isn't sari silk. This just looks like dyed fabric, but let's take a chunk of this. Super grungy looking, right? Not neat at all. I'm going to see if I can tear it down to give me a strip. And the yellow looks so nice on this page. This is it. This is the one. When I was 13, I made a scrapbook of our vacation in Colorado. I kept a peanut and a secret throat lozenge because the moving company is, he was about 19 years. They stepped out. Oh my gosh. She saved him because she thought the guy was cute. Leslie, I love it. I love that so much. I love that share. Thank you for sharing that. It's a sweet story. Okay. I don't want this to be super bulky, so I don't want to tie. So what I do in this case, you guys, this is my cheat for you. This is what I do anyway. I want it to stay up here, right? So I'm going to just put a dab of glue here. And I'm going to kind of glue it down in a V shape. it works, you guys. I don't know. I just decided one day in a book, when you're using junk journals and you're decorating junk journal pages and adding things to them, you try to avoid bulk. So you got to come up with little tricks to avoid the bulk. So a tie would be bulky, a little knot, but if you just glue your ribbon down or your jute or whatever you're using, your yarn, it's an easy way to get it in place. That is so pretty. This might be my favorite page. This is where I'm putting this too. I'm gonna get this down. Oh, you know what I could do? I was gonna use fabric. Okay, the last time I glued the postcard down, I used washi tape. Washi tape works, except it felt really flimsy to me. And I just was like, man, I don't want that coming apart on her. So I thought I was gonna use fabric this time. You guys, I could use the same piece. Yes, heck yes. Look at how grungy that's gonna be. I'm gonna use the same piece. Whoever sent this to me, thank you. It's getting used today. I love Happy Mail. And when you guys send me stuff, I use the stuff you send me. I might want this to be a little bigger than the postcard. It's all crooked and messy, which makes me really happy. I know that seems strange, but it makes me really happy. I'm going to use 2 different glues. Okay. And I better do this away from the other pages. I just don't want to get anything on that. So let's just have nothing underneath it. This is going to get glued here, and I'm going to write on it. Do I want it that way? I thought I wanted it this way. I wanted the writing to face this way, but now I'm not so sure. Kind of like it this way better. Okay. Don't overthink it, Grace. Don't overthink. You'll drive yourself crazy. Girls, you can drive yourself crazy with all these questions that you have. A little bit of my permanent glue stick and a little bit of Fabri-Tac. Okay. If it'll come out. Tony says, go for it, Grace. Yes, they do. Yeah, Capri says the knots. Yeah, the knots and the big bumps, they kind of get in the way. And they make your books like super chunky, which is totally fine. I love chunky books. I love things hanging out of books. I love to see scraps of fabric and tags and all the things. I want that there. And then I'm trying to imagine, I don't want a ton. I don't want the glue to go beyond the fabric. Just will be easy, might make my life easier. If you do go beyond your fabric and you get a little bit of glue somewhere, try to rub it off with your finger before it dries. It will eventually dry, and sometimes if it's a glue stick, sometimes you can even get that off if you use one of those little rubbery erasers. They can be very helpful at getting glue off without ripping your paper. Okay, this is going to be so cute. All right, I'm just going to stretch it. This side is chunkier because it's where the edges are. So I'm going to have that on the top. I want it to extend a little bit beyond. Now see, if I stretch it, it's definitely beyond, but then it wants to shrink down because it was dyed. It was a little piece of maybe cheesecloth or something that was dyed. And somebody sent it to me. Thank you, whoever sent it to me. It's going in Michelle's book. All right, I better make sure on this side that we're still touching here. I want those both touching, and I want this to be really strong adhesive because I don't want it falling off. Okay, that's going to take a hot minute to dry, so I'm just going to leave it there like that. We can work on then that other page. Do you guys like this page? Oh, this might be my favorite. Like how I love the chunkiness of that stuff just hanging out like that. I may end up, okay, here's what happens for me. I don't want anything decorative on the outside of my postcard. You guys, I come in with matte tape. I'm just going to put a piece of clear matte tape halfway on here, but I'll do it once it's dry because I don't want it to show up. So matte tape can be your friend just to reinforce that. For now, we're just going to put this aside to dry. I need to grab that flower page because it needs help. This will be a little unconventional. Okay, let us, I don't want to lose my spot. I know that this needs to dry. I'm going to set it aside. And then where's my flower page that needs some help? I'm also going to do something here. so much work to do. This page here needs some help. Let's do the cluster first. We're going to do a little paper cluster or embossing here was my idea. So I have a bunch of papers, just scraps of paper. Oh, I pulled this out specifically for a purpose. Oh, I know why. Hold on, girls. I'm all over the place, I know. I did pull this out for a reason. So let's just get it on. Do what you do, Gracie. Actually, this doesn't show up anywhere, but I wanted the yellow because there's bits of yellow in these really pretty floral papers. It's so whimsical. I wanted to put a tab on here, but now I think I need this tab because it matches. Remember what I said earlier? Use the same things over and over again in your book to make things really cohesive. So I do like a little fabric tabby like this. And let's make this really simple. A little bit of glue. This is a permanent glue stick. I purposefully make it a little longer because I want that tab to be pretty dramatic. I want it to be really chunky and full and messy. Because remember, I'm a grunge fan. I like me some grunge. So just make it easier to pull that out of there with that tabby there. Let's put a little bit of glue on this edge. And because this is still drying, I'm not going to put it in there yet. We're just going to leave that out. Okay, back to my flower. Okay, this page, I tried to do a double-sided page. This was a set that I purchased from somebody. It's a digital that I purchased. But that's what I did. I ran it through my printer, double-sided. This side came out this way, and this side came out upside down. It's supposed to be this way. Got a nice journaling spot here. And then you have this floral, but it has writing on it. The floral upside down doesn't bother me because a floral could be hanging, you know, like you're trying to dry a flower. It could be hanging, but all of the wording is upside down. So we're going to contend with that. What I decided, chalky gesso in beige. It's kind of the same color. I'm going to paint this on there, and we're going to hide some of those words, you guys. Hey, Bobby, how are you? Where did I get the North Dakota card? The postcard? I went to a gas station in my town. I just went to a gas station to get the postcard. To get the visitors information, I went to one of the rest stops on our highway. They always have maps and stuff like that. And all the tourism information is usually in the rest stops. If you go to any of your, like if you go to your tourist office, like there's a tourism office in pretty much every town. You could probably get it there. You could probably go to their website and order it. They will mail it to you. All right, I'm going to very messily make this more grungy, and I'm going to paint on some gesso here. It's the same color, basically. It's going to look grunged out and messy and cool. She could journal around her flower then if she wanted to. Started painting and then I shut up because I was concentrating on my painting. Oh, I have a little bit of fuzz from that gold. Just see if I could stick it on there. From that gold. Yep, I'm going to paint it right in there. Come on. If it doesn't stay down, I'll glue it. I actually don't mind if the words show through a little bit. So I messed up this page and I've come up with, I've gotten really good at finding ways to work with a mess up. Like work with something like, all right, I screwed it up, clearly. This isn't the right way. But I kind of just roll with it. Like, okay, so how can we play this up even further? It's messed up. We're going to play with it, and we're going to make it more messed up. So it looks like this was something I meant to do. Oh my gosh, I think my husband's watching the news, and I hope it's not too loud for you guys because I can hear it through the wall. Paper thin walls, you say? Yeah, maybe. I want this to look super organic and grungy. I don't want it to look like brush strokes, so I'm purposefully like running my brush in a very jagged way on the edges because I don't want it to look super perfect. So it's obscuring all that writing in the back, which could give her more journal space. If she wanted to write around the flower, she totally could do that. Love this. Okay, I just want to make sure I have this tiny little piece of leftover yellow fabric, and I'm gonna glue it down on here. Why? Because it's kind of cool. In fact, let's do more than a tiny piece. This looks like cheese. I think it is cheesecloth. Somebody dyed and then sent to me. Let's go total grunge on this page. There we go. Why not? Why not? Okay, I gotta let that dry. I don't need any more gesso. Put this in my water. And I need to do a cluster over here. This page needs a cluster. That's why I saved all these papers. Put something here. Now this has yellow on one side, which would match kind of everything that we got going on here. I have a piece of this left over. Again, it matches. I grabbed this from one of my purchased ephemera packs. And then this is the same fabric that I used on the cover. So again, coordinated, right? Sticking with the same thing so it all looks the same and coordinated. So let's start with a strip of this. The messier the better as far as I'm concerned. In fact, I'm going to tear at the edges a little bit. I have 9 minutes. We can get this done, girls. Let's see. Grace makes my jaw drop with her journaling, Barb says. Oh, Barb, man, that means a lot to me. Thank you for saying that. I know it's my style is super unconventional. And I was thinking about that today. It's hard to even describe it. Like, how would I describe my style? It's kind of hard to describe. I love grungy. I kind of like a lot of different styles, to be truthful with you. We're going to grunge this up. Speaking of grunge, I don't want straight edges. I like grungy, but I do like coordinated. So that's why I like to repeat the same fabric or the same little bits here and there. I'm trying to make on here just something decorative. So we're going to do some sort of fabric and paper cluster maybe. This is too long, I think. So thank you for saying that, Barb. I was trying to think of it today, like if somebody were to ask me what my style is, I don't know that I could describe it, to be truthful with you. It's very different. Okay, we're just going to be layering here. I don't know. I pulled this from what I had already. Like, see how that's just a little cluster of layering of fabrics and papers. Doesn't have to be super fancy, and it still leaves room for writing if she wants to write. So I'm going to glue that down, and I think I may use these two things to make a tab on this page. Like where it is, just keep these together. Oh, we don't want to glue down these little bits, these little flyaways. I like them hanging out. Lynn, they're not banned, but I love your thinking. She said straight edges are banned in the Craft Therapy Club. They're not banned. I always say, you know, you do you. If straight edges and super matching stuff makes your heart happy, then by all means, girl, I want you to be happy. I want you to do, okay, I want this to be crunchy. Okay, I don't want it to be super straight. We're going to mess it up. I put the glue on the back, and then I'm just like crinkling it as I glue it down. See that? Pretty easy. You can handle that. I like things to be wonky. Oh, that is so pretty too, but we're going to stick with the yellow because this is too bold next to that for sure. Let's stick with the yellow. I'm going to put this here, just layers of cool things. And then this one last. I got string stuck to my fingers. And we've got about 5 more minutes. You'll see. I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to make a tab out of these two. Come on, fabric, get off of me. I thought we could make, oh, wait a minute. That's too small. That was that leftover from making the tag. Okay, again, we're repeating the same paper that's throughout the book already, or this signature anyway. So I'm going to take a little snippet of that, a little piece of the fabric we already used. We're going to glue them together, and this is going to become a little tab on this page. This might be a little bit wide. Let's see. Is it too wide? I think I'm going to put it down here just because that's interesting to me. Why not? Oh, and we got all this. I don't want to lose all that grungy fabric hanging out right there. Using leftovers. I didn't have to buy anything extra. I'm not using a die cut to make the tab. I'm just piecing together some fabrics and some papers. Now, that is going to need some help. It's not wanting to stick. I think the glue is all too wet. All too wet. That's when we get our little, one of our little clippies to help us hold that in there. Come on, just hold it down while it glues. You know what, let me go this way with it. There. Okay, let's do a quick flip through because I think things are dry enough that we can put them in place, and I've got 4 minutes, so I can do a quick flip through and show you what we got here. Nobody tell Michelle. She does not want to know, she said. She does not want to know. Okay, these two, I have 2 more pages. I've got the postcard, my belly band / journaling spot. We've got this. This goes here. And then we have our cover of the signature here. Okay, let's do a quick flip through. Ah, it's so exciting. Wait, let me cover my glues. And then I'll tell you who's up next, and you're gonna page hop right on over to the next person. You've learned so much, Barb. Yay! Hang out with me, you guys. Hang out with me. I love to journal. I do have a workshop called Make a Journal from Start to Make a Junk Journal Start to Finish, and it's from a cereal box because I'm a huge fan of using junk to make journals, so you don't have to buy anything extra. So if anybody's interested, let me know. I could get you the link to that. All right, we have our cover, a little bit of fabric, little fabric bow, birdie. We've got, I'm not going to pull it out for the sake of time, but here's our little journaling book. It's almost like a little book in itself. And then we flip this and we flip this, and I'm going to write a note to her here. She'll have this tag here for more journaling. And actually, if I end up having extras of things, I do love to include them. I don't like any empty pockets. So if I have extras of the same papers, I do like to include them here. She has a journaling card in there. Some pages are very simple and plain. I didn't add anything bulky to every page. I got a piece of my vintage tape that I made there. Oh, I love this page so much. And you see how the yellow is picked up? There's yellow a bit, you know, throughout the book. And just super grunge, right? We have our map of North Dakota, snippet roll. This is a little journaling spot. It's a book from that's a page from a book. This is a page from a Bible, and I taped them together. It's totally unrelated things, but we're talking junk journaling here, right? Here, that turned out beautiful, and I absolutely love that. Just that little tiny bit of that dyed cheesecloth there really pulls everything together. And then here, that cheesecloth is on that tab. She's got her journaling spot. She's got her belly band. And her little photo that she can choose to leave in here or not, but it is North Dakota. This is Bottineau, North Dakota, our villa, North Dakota. These are some of our state parks, beautiful state parks in North Dakota. That's going to be her. I can't believe I just about finished it, girls. I just have to sew it into her book now. What do you think? What do you think? I hope you love it. I hope you did learn some things like Barb said. It makes me so happy to learn that. So thank you for the comments when you tell me that. Coming up next, you're going to head on over to Mama P's go to Mama P's Crafty Creations. I'm going to give you the link right here in the comments if I can grab it for you, so that it makes it easier for you to just head on over to her page. And Mama P is going to be presenting next. Mama P's. Here she is. Right there in the comments for you. You guys, have a blessed night. Happy journaling. Go make something happy that brings your heart joy.